Hi friends, this is Dawn from Embracing Our Life, and I thought I would just do a quick introduction to tell you about some videos that are going to be coming up in the next couple weeks. It actually may be a month. We have had just a crazy last few months, and I feel like I have done a lot of recording, but just a lot of focusing on my home and, getting the homestead ready for winter, and a lot of things that went on in our family with, just life. And so editing and uploading were kind of put on the back burner. And that's okay. I realize that there are seasons where our heart and our mind and our time needs to be focused elsewhere, and so I am getting back into uploading and just being able to connect with you and encourage you. So I have a lot of videos recorded. I have videos from probably back in the summertime, and I'm gonna sift through them and see if they're good quality of wisdom that can be encouraging, and I may decide not to upload some of them. Still kind of working through that. But I do know that I have some big videos that will be coming out, like the Indiana Homestead Conference video, which I have yet uploaded, and that was just a highlight of my year. Absolutely loved it, and so I cannot wait to share that with you. And I have some other things. I have a year in review video that I'm trying to get put together. So I wanted to do this just quick introduction and just say that bear with me and give me grace as I upload some of these older videos. Just tell you a little bit about the videos that you don't feel so lost. So yeah, this video that I am going to upload first is the Indiana Homestead Conference video. I'm going to go ahead and just make this the intro to that video. So we had a wonderful time at that. I came alongside some sweet dear friends and just carried that event in prayer and was there for them when they needed as we got that Homestead Conference together. It was a whirlwind, but I tell you what, God was in it so many ways. If any of you are local, or if you have talked to any of the people that are in it, you will hear the stories that the Lord just took care of us, and He provided all of the needs, and everything just went over so well. There were a few bumps in the road, I'm sure, as with anything, but we knew that God was there, and we had an amazing event. I was a vendor there, as well as being part of a team of trying to get this into our community, and it was such a sweet time. We were able to connect with some of the other vendors that were in there with us. I was able to build some relationships that are just so precious. I think it is so important to have community, not just in the homesteading world, but also as a vendor, because that is a whole nother dynamic. It's a whole part of your life, and there is a lot that goes into a business, a small business, a home business, and those of you who have businesses understand. And having the community there to encourage you and support you and to bless you and to just be there for you, it makes the whole world it makes the whole world go round when you feel like you're struggling. Let me just tell you. So it was just a wonderful day of encouragement and wisdom. I've heard from so many people how blessed that event is. We are in the process of praying and planning the next event, and so if you are in the state of Indiana or want to connect, Indiana Homestead Conference Facebook page, and I believe there's an Instagram page, and so you can follow up on what God is doing in the process of planning the next one. We are so excited for that. Cannot wait to see what God will do. He is blessing this community, and we love bringing people together that can kind of connect with each other and be there to bless and encourage each other. And so I will show you some of the vendor hall in this video. My son took the camera for a little bit, and some of the other vendors that joined me in the vendor hall. I went in and was able to get some video footage of Rhonda, my sweet friend, as she did some opening speech and encouraged people on what the day would look like. I wasn't able to go around and get any footage of any of the classes being taught. Y'all, I was blown away by just being able to touch base with some sweet, sweet people. And I don't think I even left the vendor hall, but maybe once. So, and I don't regret it. Although next year I do feel like it would be nice to see if I could sneak away for a little bit. But I was right next to one of the highlights of that day, as there were so many of them, was my booth was right next to the Four Jars tent, and I was able to just connect with them personally. I always wanted to get some of their lids and try them, and the Lord gave us the ability to do that. And then Leilani from Make It Make was there, and we just, by the time we left, y'all, we became sisters. And she is just the sweetest. I met so many other dear YouTubers. I will link their channels below. You can follow the Indiana Homestead. Megan has become such a sweet dear sister for me. We have just enjoyed our time of prayer and fellowship and just talking about what God is doing in our life. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I know it's a few months late. But like I said, if you would like to see what God is doing with this conference and be a part of this conference, whether on social media or come to this conference next year, I would love to meet you. Oh, please, if you're able to come, stop by. We'll have a booth. Stop by and say hi, because I would love to meet you and hug you. And then I can tell you all about all the stuff at my booth and apple butters, all sorts of stuff. So held in the Noblesville Fairgrounds, and we had a whole lot of wonderful donations that were given by different businesses and vendors. So there were lots of people who walked away with some tremendous prizes this year. There's a homestead blessing basket full of different things. There's all sorts of garden tools. There were some gift cards given, some 4-jar lids. There was an awesome solar oven, which was so cool to see. There's a heated water, chicken water, which is a must in the Indiana winters. More garden tools that you can never have too many of. This fermentation crock, oh, I had my eye on this. I was really liking this. There are some cast iron skillets from Layman's. Another Layman blessing that was given. And more cast iron skillets. Specialty Lodge. There's an automatic chicken door, which is on my boys' wish list, so that morning tours can be a lot easier. There were a whole bunch of seeds from Baker Creek. This I was intrigued by this as well. I think I put this on my wish list. A cabbage cutter, Roots and Harvest. I've been keeping my eye on that. More blessings from Layman's. A dehydrator, y'all. I love my dehydrators. The High Butler was there, gave a great demonstration. Farmer Brad was there. He had his automatic chicken waters. That was really cool. I don't have a milk cow, but man, I'd love to learn how to make butter. Another Proper's basket, more garden tools, and gift certificates. This was a few of our amazing sponsors that backed us at our first Indiana Homestead Conference.
So I really encourage you to start relationships here and continue them regionally and locally, because it's very important. I think that, I know I've noticed just anecdotally in my own mind such an increasing number of people that are talking about these things for a variety of different reasons. So it's a big movement, and You know, talk to your friends about these kind of things. Get people involved in your community so that, you know, we can help each other. We can live more locally and not depend on things from 3,000 miles away all the time, or even overseas with a lot of the stuff that we consume. And we're all in this at different levels, you know. I'm 60, I may not be able to do the 20 things I want to do. I may only be able to do these 5 that I have special interest in, or that I'm physically capable of, or whatever. So I encourage all of you guys not to think of homesteading as this one picture. I live completely off the grid and I don't, you know, consume any candy bars or what. I don't know what that picture looks like maybe in your mind. I eat candy bars and I like them. But I also grow my own food and I, you know, I can a lot. I really enjoy dehydrating and consuming food I've grown and I know where it comes from. But so you all have your own picture of what does homesteading look like, or, you know, how can I get involved in this movement to some level that works for me? You know, I have a perennial food forest that I'm growing, and I'm super into propagating plants and growing perennial food crops, and you know, that's a super special interest of mine, in addition to like canning and dehydrating and some of these long-term food storage, things like this. But for you guys, you have your own special interest. As far as animals, the only animals I really want are chickens for now, for eggs. But you know, some people really specialize in animals, and you know. So anyway, I guess I'm just encouraging you. Just take on projects you're interested in. Don't get overwhelmed, because that's one of the worst enemies when you're trying to get started with homesteading. Is you see all of these amazing things and you want to do them all at once, and you don't have the capacity to do 500 things at once. So don't get discouraged, and everybody's at different levels. I know when we sent out the surveys, you know, a lot of people were just beginning, but we had a lot of mid-range and a lot of experienced people too. So anyway, start developing that community, start learning, don't get overwhelmed. So that's, I guess, one of my big encouragements to you guys.
Hi friends, welcome to our booth at the Indiana Homestead Conference. We have some gourmet apple butters, pumpkin pie, and caramel apple. We have all sorts of other home decor that I have redesigned, vintage jewelry made from vintage brooches, stools, all sorts of things, infused honey, just stuff that I love to do, leg warmers. There was all sorts of wonderful things here. And now I'm going to take you on a walk around the vendor hall and show you some of the other vendors that we have. Homestead Conference, and y'all, I met a new friend and I'm so excited. Her name is Megan from Walterman Homestead, and I'm going to have to turn around and introduce her. And if you haven't followed her, you need to go follow her, because this family is the sweetest. Hey.
Hey guys, so like she said, I'm Megan.
I'm Dylan.
And we are the Walterman Homestead. We are located here in Indiana. This is an awesome convention, first time I believe.
Yes, yes.
But we have 40 acres. We recently moved within the last month. So we started on 1/3 of an acre. Have chickens, meat birds, gardening, learning how to can, preserve, all those things. But now we can do it on a much bigger scale. So you'll have to follow along and watch our journey as we learn.
What a blessing. Well, it's so sweet to meet you guys.
Nice to meet
Thank you.
you.
Conference, and I am next to
A really cool booth.
and I just wanted to take a moment and say hi, Four
Hi, my
Jars.
name's Mike. We're here with Four Jars Canning Supplies, and we're a canning supply company located right down here in Florida, so a little bit south of Indiana, and we're super excited to be here at the conference.
Oh, we're super excited to have you, and I have not personally purchased any of these, but they are on my list to get very, very soon. I've heard so much about these canning lids, and so many people have recommended them. So if you are looking for good, reliable canning lids, check out Four Jars. Indiana Homestead Conference experience was highlighted in the vendor hall, but there was so much else going on. I wanted to just take a moment and kind of walk you through the brochures and what was there, so that way you can kind of get more of a fuller picture of what we had going on. Also, feel free to just go into the YouTube search and do Indiana Homestead Conference. There were so many wonderful videos out there from other people who were attending, who got some snippets of the classes and the workshops. So when you first walked in, you get one of these bags, which it was such a lovely idea, so you can carry all your brochures around. I'm gonna keep mine for years to come, I'm sure. Just a little partial, but they also had a table where you could buy t-shirts and sweatshirts. I wasn't able to get one this year. That's on the top of my list to get next year, especially like a really nice hoodie or something I can wear. But this bag was wonderful. It came in handy, especially if you were buying stuff from other vendors. So I'll show you inside. They have brochures from some of the sponsors that were at the event. We had the hatcheries, Mount Healthy Hatcheries, of course Layman's. This was some wise traditions in farming, food, and the healing arts. It was really interesting to read up on that information. Here's some Crossroads, a brochure about their sheds and chicken coops. They have a wonderful website. It's Amish built. Feel free to check them out. And then Heartwood Herbals, Wild Forage Medicine. This was a really interesting booth. I think she had a session on that. I wish I would have been able to attend that. But on functional medicine, her brochure was just absolutely lovely. And then there were some really good reminders about some upcoming things. The Central Indiana Seed Swap that was happening. And then this was also another flyer with the Indiana Berry, some special offers that they had going on. And then these were just some business cards I picked up from some of the booths that I felt were just a blessing to me, and things that I had learned about. Winger, Sugar Bush, and Supplies. You guys got to check them out. Bilberry Farms, they were just a sweet people, and I bought some stuff from them, and I think they're just going to be friends for life. Celtic Glen, Heritage Livestock, Remedy Farm, I loved his booth, and Steve had so much wisdom to share. And then Cousins Composting. They also had a brochure like this, which was a regional community breakout. So from 1 to 1:30, there was a session where you could connect with others specifically in your area. And what was really neat is that when you first walked in, you got your bag with some of your brochures, but you also got to get a sticker, like a name tag, that were these colors that you could put on, so that would have your name, but also if people just looked at that map, they could tell right away if you were in their region, or where you possibly could be located. And I thought this was such a genius idea to connect community to community, which is a big core of our foundation of this conference, is we want the communities to come together and support one another. So I thought that was really neat. This was the actual brochure for Indiana Homestead Conference, Learning Sustainable Living Skills and Building Community. There were so many classes, everything from Intro to Wild Edibles and Medicinals. Karen Burr, again, she was just become such a dear friend of mine. Intro to Infused Vinegars, Making Fire Cider, Seed Saving. There's Feeding Your Family from the Land. There was a regional chat. Pest and Disease Management from the Ground Up, Poultry for Beginners, Extending the Growing Season. Canning 101, Leilani from Make It Make spoke on Canning 101. Her wisdom is invaluable. If you guys haven't checked out her YouTube channel, I encourage you to go do so. She just has so much wisdom and such a sweet spirit about her that you will just feel like you are sitting across the table and she's just walking you through everything. There was a class on shipping container farming and Introduction to Pasture-Raised Pigs, Planting and Starting a Garden, Goats for Beginners by Ashley Burnell. Go check out her YouTube channel. Mulberry Branch Farm. Again, these people became family to me by the time I left. And even though I don't raise goats, I absolutely love her and her heart for people and her heart for her animals. There was a class on table processing small and medium livestock, don't spill the milk, raising a family cow, beekeeping, sustainable urban farming, preserving methods and long-term food storage. Rhonda spoke on that, and she has been such a mentor to me on this journey of canning too, and so I just absolutely treasure her wisdom. How to fund a homestead by starting a CSA, food production in urban spaces, raising rabbits. There's many more. I just highlighted a few that we had speaking. There was just so much wisdom here that I'm excited. I'm so excited to see what God brings us the next year and all the different speakers and the things that He, lines up for us. Inside your bag, there was also a couple packages of seeds as a complimentary gift, which I thought was really neat. Some from Baker Creek, some from M.I. Gardner, and then there was a table of seed swap. So I was able to get some persimmon seeds, which I don't have. I'm excited to research this and try and grow some of these. So even though, like I said, I wasn't able to pop in and get some video footage of the classes and the workshops that were offered, a lot of people who did record this have that up on YouTube. Feel free to search that. And stay tuned to my channel. And also, if you want to follow the Indiana Homestead Conference Facebook page and website, that you can get front row seat into how things are being planned for next year and what all we all have to offer. Thanks again, and I'd love for you to subscribe to our channel and just kind of walk along with us and see what God is doing here on our little homestead in central Indiana, and share this video with those that you think this could be encouraging for them.